I didn't get an opportunity to do a video about the whole Michael B. Jordan, Nicki Minaj situation. And basically, I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan wanting to create a rum called Joe Vert. Um, you know, being more business savvy and everything like that. But then, you had some people, I guess you can say, in the Caribbean community. One that comes to mind in particular, Nicki Minaj, who you see right there on the right, who basically, said she thought it was dope that what Michael B. Jordan was doing, and usually every time there's a but, there's a rebuttal. She felt like he was appropriating Caribbean culture or Trini culture by naming his rum Joe Vert. And, he ended up getting backlash behind that and everything like that. She got some backlash behind it too, considering this woman has appropriated black culture for pretty much her entire career. She owes Lil' Kim a good chunk of her career, to be quite honest. Because, Nicki Minaj, she's of Trinidadian descent. She wasn't even born in the States. She was raised in New York, but she wasn't even born here. So if you listen to how her mother talks, her mother has a thick Trinidadian accent. But Nicki Minaj came out and basically went against Michael B. Jordan and saying that, she felt it was him appropriating Caribbean culture and all types of stuff like that, to the point where he even apologized and then changed the name, or offered to change the name. Well, guess what just came out recently? And by recently, I'm talking about 2 days ago, and I'm recording this on June 26, 2021. So on June 24th, 2021, this article was put out that apparently somebody else must have gotten wind of all the stuff that, was going on, and quickly snatched up that Joe Vert rum name, like literally snatched it up and made it their own. Anyone care to guess who it was? This guy right here. Now, I've never heard of this guy before, but we know that he is definitely PC. And his name is Louis Ryan Schaefer, and he's from New York City. And they say he quietly filed an application to trademark the name Joe Vert with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on September 25th, 2020. So this guy already filed that name back last year. It'll be a year ago in a couple of months. But Michael B. Jordan, he was trying to start his own rum. He probably didn't know it was one by that name. That's why research goes a little bit further. But what was interesting to me is that Nicki Minaj had the smoke for Michael B. Jordan, a black man, for this rum that was going to be the same name that this guy had it. But she didn't have smoke for this guy the same way she had for him. Now, Nicki, you mean to tell me you didn't know that this guy was doing it? Oh, I know, because he wasn't famous, and they say he quietly did it. But the fact of the matter is that he did it. Now that it's out there, I need to know if Nicki Minaj is going to have the same smoke for him as she had for Michael B. Jordan. Probably not, but let's go ahead and read this article. Black Panther actor Michael B. Jordan may be taking the front end brunt of the clapback over his attempt to launch a rum brand on the backs of Caribbean culture in the name of its historic carnival event, Joe Vert. But a News America's investigation has found out that an application to own the trademark of the name was actually filed by a white New York resident. Louis Ryan Schaefer of 78 Orchard Street, New York City, quietly filed an application to trademark the name Joe Vert with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on September 25th, 2020. The mark is filed as with the U.S. Patent Office. The Trademark Office published the mark for opposition on April 6, 2021, more than 2 months ago. In the application, Schaefer stated invalidly that the wording Joe Vert has no meaning in a foreign language. The name Joe Vert actually originates from the French jour ouvert, meaning daybreak or morning, and signals the start of carnival. And if y'all didn't know, carnival, that's like a heavy, really intense festival that goes on mostly in Caribbean islands and places. They have like some little festivals here in the States so you can get a taste of what it's like, but apparently it's not the same opposed to actually going over there. Joe Vert is the name of the first day of carnival festivities in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and its diasporas. Carnival was introduced to Trinidad by French colonizers in 1783. Now listen to that. A festival where mostly black Caribbeans celebrate that, because that's all I really ever see, was brought to them by French colonizers, white men. So it seems to me they owe a lot of they're one of their biggest festivals to the French, to the French, but they would never tell you that. I'm learning something today. Banned from the masquerade balls of the French, the enslaved people would stage their own mini carnivals in their backyards, using their own rituals and folklore, but also imitating and sometimes mocking their masters' behavior at the masquerade balls. Schaefer applied for the mark under the goods and services category as a standard mark for alcoholic beverages, except beer, distilled spirits, rum-based beverages, rum. So far, the mark has been assigned a 1B category, which under trademark rules simply means at its an intent to use basis. Schaefer is listed on LinkedIn as Business and Legal Affairs at Roc Nation and founder at the BRKTHRU Foundation. He also worked in the past at Fader Magazine and BET, as well as the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. This guy has a pretty interesting resume. He has a doctorate in law from Howard University School of Law and a BA in public policy and African American studies from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill University. This is his resume that I'm reading. This guy literally is studying. Apparently Nicki Minaj wasn't doing that. And they say he filed quietly back in 2020. But now that it's out in the open and it's pretty much public knowledge, I'm going to need to ask Nicki Minaj, what is she going to do about this? Considering she had all this mouth to speak ill about, Michael B. Jordan, quote unquote, appropriating Caribbean culture. Yet you have this white guy right here who quietly filed to trademark the name last year. But I bet you she's not going to say anything because, PC ice is colder. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Like I said, I had no really intentions to do this story. Otherwise, I would have been talked about it. I think it was briefly brought up in my live stream that I did this past Friday on my Freestyle Friday. But yeah, this definitely had to be exposed because this woman right here has said some things, slick or otherwise, about Black Americans for a while now. Like the Rosa Parks line and the Malcolm X line. Those are our pioneers. Those are our heroes. And she says that, but then, she gets very little clap back, but then she wants to come back at a black man because he's trying to do something. But I bet you she ain't going to say nothing to him.